Peace and innumerable blessings. My name is Jeanette Jackson Lancian of Soulful Industry, and welcome to my yoga suggestions for Saturn's delicious tour through Libra. Saturn actually enters Libra today, October 28, 2009. And first, I do these videos for those who want another take and perspective on their practice. They want to focus on something different, but they still want to deepen their practice and have a purpose for their yoga practice. And I also do this for teachers who want something different to anchor their course to, a different sense of inspiration and different ideas. So that's why I do these videos. So first I'm going to discuss what Saturn in Libra means for us, and then I'm going to discuss how we can apply this energy to our yoga practice on the mat. Saturn's tour through Libra means a variety of things. For a lot of us, we've been working through our relationship issues, a variety of relationship issues with ourselves and with others this summer. Now that Saturn is entering Libra, it's a time to really begin to stabilize and create relationships that honor who we are and honor our purpose for being here on this plane. Saturn in Libra means in some ways making sure that all voices are really heard, because it's part of our job here on this earth to include all within our community and respect everybody's voice. It also means a balance of power, as well as creating structures for connecting with each other that create a sense of stability and strength, and once again align us with our purpose for being here. People always complain about the things that Saturn does astrologically, and I'm here to tell you that Saturn is not here to cause you pain. Your Saturn return is not a horrible time. It's about getting you in divine alignment. It's about getting you busy on your purpose for being here. That's what it's about. So how do you bring Saturn in Libra into your yoga practice? You focus on your hips. That's how you do it. Why your hips? Because the hips are the center of the body, and very much like a communication center for the body, a center of relationships. It's where a lot of things come together. And if your hips are properly aligned, there's a balance and a grace and equality and synergy and easy flow to the body that is just delicious, juicy, orgasmic, and must be experienced by everybody. So, alignment of the hips. Your hips are shaped like a bowl that supports the spine up here, and the legs come down here. And as you can imagine, if the bowl is tilted too much forward, you pinch your lower back. You're stretching your stomach muscles nice and long, and you have some issues with your inner thigh. If your inner thighs, as well as your thigh muscles, but that's a different story. If your bowl is shifted backwards, your core is really tight. Chances are you may be hunched over a little bit, hiding your heart. Your back muscles are long, and your hamstrings are kind of short. Not to mention, it throws off your equilibrium if your hips are in a wonky way. So how do you find alignment for your hips? First, you connect with where your hips are. Put your hands on your hips. Wherever your hips are going, the rest of you is going. Take your fingers, as I did for the Libra New Moon Yoga Suggestions. Take your fingers, locate your hips. It's really nice to do this in a long mirror. And as you're locating your hips, you're feeling for not necessarily where the hips are, but you're feeling for where the hips are, but you're feeling for the top of them. And what are you going to do when you get to the tops of the hips? You're going to look at yourself in a mirror, and you're going to notice what the rest of your body is doing in your relationship to the hips. Are the shoulders parallel to the hips? If one is up or one is down, that's fine. Just roll them into the back. and bring them parallel to one another and to the hips. Notice what your knees are doing. Are your knees underneath your hips? Sometimes we have a tendency to go like this, stand like this, and it becomes natural. Or we go like this. I personally stand like this all the time. So you want to bring the knees pointing in the same direction as the hips and parallel underneath them. Notice where your big toes are going. Are your big toes also aligned with your hips? Once you feel like you've got yourself facing the same direction as your hip bones, turn it to the side. Once again, find your hips. And then from here, look at your body. Look at the way your hips naturally are. Now, I have like a little bit of ass, but a little bit of buttock. But I also have a tendency to kind of push it out a little bit and pop it unnecessarily, which means I'm creating a little bit of natural tension in my lower back. So what I'm going to do is I'm adjust my hips by pulling the front part forward and elongating the lower back. That will cause my core to engage and help me lengthen the spine. You may have the other way. So toy with the tilt of your hips and find a place where the spine naturally is long, and you can roll your shoulders back and then pull your head back and feel the spine elongate. Oh wow, through the top of your head, through the crown of your head. It feels so delicious. And then from there, with your hips in a comfortable place for your upper body, notice what your lower body's doing. Notice where the weight is in your feet. Make sure the weight is in the heels and that there's some weight up front underneath the pads of the toes, but most of it is in the heels because that's a good place for it to be. So yeah, those are my suggestions for working with your hips, using your hips as an alignment cue for the rest of your body. Once you do that, like poses like Warrior One and balancing postures and all sorts of things become a lot more easy and natural. Just getting the hips straight gets a lot of things sorted and creates a balance of power and posture in your body. Once again, thank you so much for viewing and listening, and I will see you guys next week for the Scorpio new moon. Peace and innumerable blessings.